And we are back in the IORA Cup Series for the third race of the season, the Glytch Energy Patriot 150 in Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's going to be a great night of action. 80 laps here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we got the drivers filling up the stands. When it comes to the pit stalls, the stands not packed yet. We are getting to the action in just a few minutes time, and this is a sponsored event thanks to David Joyner's work behind the scenes. This will be a race for a prize, a free Glytch Energy sample pack provided by David Joyner. Whoever gets it done tonight will be the winner of that prize, and we're going to be getting to the action shortly. 10 minutes before the show begins in qualifying tonight. We already see a few drivers going on their way. How about we try to get to focusing on those guys as the show is going to begin. Right now, Steve Wilkerson, the top of the chart, with Aiden Walker in second. And you can see that the number 54 machine there in third, Michael Deitch in seventh on the charts there. Braxton Whitaker there as well. And Corey Lyles in fourth with Vincent Guecci. Substitution for the James Thurston machine. Half points for the driver, the 96 James Thurston, as Guecci will be taking his spot in the point standings hunt tonight. Trying to get it done to keep Thurston in the championship race as this one goes on. And it's going to be a fun one to watch, that is for certain. Thank you all for stopping by so far. We're going to be getting to the action in just a few minutes' time, as the stance is going to be a 5-minute race before we get to qualifying. There is the James Thurston machine, now piloted by Vincent Guecci in the 58 there on your screen. We got one engine blown, and I believe that's the Aiden Walker machine. Walker going to be putting it on to pit road. Yes, he is. And there's Michael Deitch in the 57 with a throwback scheme on his car tonight. Much different from his usual paint scheme. He will be back with that paint scheme next week. And Alex Anderson on the charts as well. It looks to be a 10-car field as it stands with 4 minutes remaining. It's an 80-lap race with 10 cars, so most likely not a lot of room for chaos. However, you see a lot of drivers looking to get their first win of the season. How about Alex Anderson leading the first lap of the season this year, looking to get his first victory of the year. And if he does get it, it will be in dramatic fashion tonight in Charlotte with 4 minutes remaining on the charts. Whether or not he's able to get it done, we will find out. Only so much time before we see the true pace of that 67 machine. Charlotte is a very full-on racetrack for these camping road truck machines. You're pushing it to the limit every single moment of the lap. And it looks like Anderson's not going to be going to the top 5 on the charts yet. We're going to try to pull down the intervals right now. Anderson 8th on the charts to get our intervals onto the ticker. It's Wilkerson over Aiden Walker by just a 1/10 of a second. Anderson 8th on the charts, and 9th on speed is Braxton Whitaker. And right off the front stretch wall there comes back down to the start-finish line. That is Alex Anderson's 67 machine, shades of the Richard Petty Motorsports machinery with the Air Force and the Richard Petty font. Eric Jones piloting the 43 machine to victory in a different paint scheme for the same team, and Alex Anderson looking to do the RPM crew some justice here tonight. The GMS Petty Motorsports collaboration making its entrance into IORA with Alex Anderson sliding that car around, just keeping it in control. That is a Toyota Tundra, not like the Chevys that the Petty GMS organization are running in the real world. But Anderson, second on the charts right now with 2 minutes and 45 remaining. And Thurston sub Guecci there, 6th on the charts. Braxton Whitaker going to take it up to the 8th spot. Roe Perry Motorsports there going to spin it around. Everyone's slowing it down, and you can see that the driver of the 57 machines there spinning around. The Roe Perry Motorsports machine of Sean Conklin looks to be a miniature pit party there on the back straight away. How about some drivers actually getting some laps in as we see the show is going on right there. We got one on its way. It looks like it's backing down. That is the full-on red machine. And it looks like that's Steve Wilkerson coming in to watch the show. We get a lot of guys watching on the back straightaway, seeing what is going on here. Alex Anderson going to take a barrel roll there, and there goes the 67 machine. How about that? 2 minutes remain in practice before we get to the action. We're getting an onboard shot from the driver of the 67 machine in just a moment to see what just happened to the driver of the 67. Alex Anderson, big time incident. How about that? What a move there for the driver of the 67 machine, and you can see the impact in its fullest extent. And the Beckman Designs crew right here with the 213 Simware sponsorship of Aiden Walker in frame, and they're still in the back straightaway blocking every driver. Michael Dietz going to go by. Glytch in this one just by a moment. The 025 machine in there as well. And how about that for the driver of the 025 machine? Michael Dietz in the 57 machine, ninth on the charts right now, but Wilkerson leads the way at the moment. Burning it down, Corey Lyles he is fifth on speed with 1 minute remaining going into this race. It is a burnout party here in practice. We still have just a few minutes time before we get to the show tonight. Looks like Steve Wilkerson will be the fastest driver in practice as the back straightaway has not cleared up yet. It's not going to be clear for the remainder of the session. It appears burnout still in effect throughout the entirety of the back straightaway, and we will not see another fast lap set as it stands. So as we get to the action in just a few minutes time, we see Aiden Walker still in the back straightaway causing a disruptance to the flow of these guys, as it's Glytch in the 6th spot there and Carr in 7th on the charts. 19 seconds remaining, going to go down to 15 seconds remaining on the charts. Aiden Walker leading the way when it comes to the separation between third and then on back. Final spot of the podium is going to be taken by Walker, but leading off in practice, it's Steve Wilkerson dominating the charts, and we're going to be going to qualifying for a 5-minute shootout to see who can get that coveted pole position. Let's get to the action. And waiting just a moment before the show gets on the road here tonight. You see James Thurston's machinery now being piloted by Vincent Glytch, and the Beckman Designs machine going to be piloted by that 96 driver looking to get a pole position for the James Thurston machine. Half points will be awarded for James Thurston. Don't believe he will be getting the pole position award if Glytch gets it done, or the points as well, but still looking to get a solid finish as a substitute driver is on his way for the first time tonight. And there we go, ripping the high line, the 96 machine is. And a little squirrely off of the front straightaway entry. And there we go, James Thurston going to lead him off. We're going to get the ticker on your screen in just a moment to see the intervals, because watching this uninterrupted, great, but we got to see who's going to be able to get that pole position. The ticker will be brought up in just a moment. As you can see, coming off the back straightaway, there he goes, Vincent Glytch. He does, going to see whether or not his time is going to land him on the top of the charts, going into the second lap of his run. He's got 2 laps, arcing it down to the bottom of the racetrack, going to swerve his way back on up. We'll see whether or not he's going to be put to the top of the charts. The ticker's going to be coming on your screen in just a second, and Glytch is going to take it to the line, and it looks like right now he will be 4th on the charts, slowest of them all so far. 3 minutes and 33 seconds remain on the charts as we speak. And you can see Glytch has to push it just a little bit further if he wants to get it done. Looks to be a little bit bigger than a 10-car field tonight. Wilkerson in 1st, Kroenberg in 2nd, and Conklin is in 3rd. As you can see, that Mason Moriarty and Jackson Carr have yet to set times. It is a 13-car field here tonight. 13 cars have been able to hit the track so far, and as it stands, it looks like the driver of the 96 machine, best he can do is 3rd position. How about we focus on another driver and check someone else out? How about we check out the driver of the 025 machine, and Michael Cormenis? Surely he's out on the track right now. We're going to be getting to him in just a moment's time. And Cormenis there out on the racetrack, the 025 machine, doing what he does best, rolling around, and it looks like right now on to his 2nd lap. Seeing that he just moved up on the timing charts, that is going to put him within the top 10. It's going to be a lap good enough for 7th right now as he rolls around the racetrack. That's going to be 2nd slowest on time. Put together a great run last week. 2nd on speed, an incredible battle between him and Sean Conklin, looking to get one more position out of it this week. And he's going to be coming down to the start-finish line, concluding his practice run and his qualifying run in the same fashion across the start-finish line. And it's going to be position number 2 for Michael Cormenis. Wilkerson still top of the charts with Anderson in the 3rd spot. Aiden Walker appears to have been it down on pit road. How about we find another driver to focus on as the race goes on? Beaver Serrano back for the first time in this season, it appears. and he is in 4th on the charts now. Walker in 4th on the charts. And Travis Kroenberg in 7th. Right now, we got a ton of guys who have not gone out so far. Looks to be now about a 15-car field as we wait to get the green flag in a minute and 39 seconds. Travis Kroenberg going to burn it down right now as we focus on the guys who don't appear to be putting in legitimate qualifying runs, but instead appear to be putting in some joker runs, rolling around the track in spite of the fact they will not be qualifying high up. It is Wilkerson and Cormetis, your provisional front row, going into this event. Glytch is in the 6th spot. Kroenberg is in 7th. And how about we get an interview from the driver who appears to be in the provisional pole position, and that is the driver of the 058, Steve Wilkerson, right now top of the charts, looks to be provisional pole. How are you feeling going into tonight's event?
I feel pretty confident. This is actually one of my best tracks to run at. Like, I can save tires, and yeah, I'm just really fast here.
And absolutely looking to save tires here tonight. That is absolutely the goal. 80 laps. How do you think strategy is going to play into this?
For the long run, I feel like saving tires, but also like you have to be patient. Like, if I lose the lead, I'm just gonna let it go. Like, I don't want to burn my stuff up early in the run.
And now, absolutely right about that. No point in fighting early, and do expect cautions to play into the strategy and perhaps give you a few chances if you burn them up. And no copy from the driver of the 058 machine of Steve Wilkerson. One more time, do you think cautions are going to mix up the strategy?
Yes, sir. If we just get like long green flag runs, it'll probably help me.
Right about that, looking for long green flag runs. Our pole sitter for tonight's event, it is Steve Wilkerson, and we thank you for your time, the driver of the 058 machine.
All right, thank you.
And there we go on to your starting grid in just a moment, waiting for everyone to load up, and we will be back in a moment's notice. Everyone's getting on to the field. You can see the Beckman Designs machine, the 58 there. And that is Sean Conklin with a new set of decals representing the Beckman Designs fleet, with the PB54 Truck Series contingencies on that side. And waiting just a moment before we get rolling tonight, we are going to thank our new music producer for the foreseeable future. Following this stream, our next stream will have a new revamped version of the introduction music, brought to us by the new artist Seared Masks, debuting CGR. Crystal Groove revamped a revamped take on the Super Burnout soundtrack on November 2nd on Spotify and YouTube Music. We hope you enjoy when that title drops. It's going to be a great one to listen to, and we'll be using it next stream in just 8 hour or so's time from now. We hope you enjoy that presentation when we get to it, because that is our new music provider for the remainder of these streams for the foreseeable future. Thank you to Seared Masks for using the time and effort that they have to create a new set of music. No laps have been completed, and they are absolutely right when it comes to the timing and scoring. We are just waiting for these guys to roll off and get to the show. And here we go. Michael Cormetis is going to spin the tire. It's big. That's going to be a lot of tire wear. There goes Kroenberg. There goes Corey Lyles in just a moment's time. And we see a few guys reversing, a few guys smoking up the tires. Michael Dietz on his way. And here we have it. The field is rolling up and getting collected for tonight's show. Coming on to the back straightaway for the first time tonight. 80 laps of action here. And hopefully we're going to get a clean set of laps. We got 10 guys on the ticker right now. We are up to 16 guys looking to get it done tonight. And it's up to 19 as we speak. It's almost a 20-car field tonight. And hopefully we will get to break that bubble in the foreseeable future with weeks that go by. We will be getting to the action in just a moment's time. Coming across turns 3 and 4, led by the pace truck boat. It's going to be dropping down in just a moment, and it will be a field led by trucks, just not the ones keeping it at a slow pace. Time to get to the action in this one. See, that's the prize at the end of the day. It's going to be quite the show. For the first time tonight in Charlotte with these trucks, we are green for the third round of the season. It's great to be back, and it's going to be led by Wilkerson with a commanding charge over Michael Cormetis. And there we go already. It's going to be a great one to watch. Wilkerson already gained the major advantage right there. Alex Anderson going to slide to the inside line, and that is the first lap of 80 on its way. Look at the 58 machine go, making a great initial start. Alex Anderson keeping pace just behind. And you can see Michael Cormetis side by side there with the driver of the 54, Sean Conklin. And every one of these guys are keeping it together so far. A great effort for the first lap. Looks like it's all clean and all green. Coming down to the first lap led by Steve Wilkerson. Now we're up to lap number 2. 80 lap show here tonight, showing the manufacturers on the ticker now up to the intervals. And you can see it's a 1/10 gap between first and second. And still, quite the show we are seeing on our way. It looks like Clark Nance just joined the field. He will be our 20th driver for tonight. And look at him go on the inside line. There's Michael Cormetis diving there for second position, and it looks like he's going to be able to make it stick this time by following the page design of Steve Wilkerson. Wilkerson going to lead him by one more time. The Goodyear Eagle Tower for the flagman, watching this entirety of the race. Look at that. It's going to be Wilkerson on his way in front of Alex Anderson, Michael Cormetis, and Sean Conklin going to get a big wiggle. He's not going to lose that many positions, but Travis Kroenberg is on his way. Already clawed up into the top 5. Now he's up to 4th. And the podium places are jam-packed with talent. It is a very, very close bunch of drivers here, and they are all on top of each other. Just about a 10th difference between first and second and third. It's just about an even distance, but it looks like right now these two drivers, Anderson and Wilkerson, are breaking a sort of draft with one another, and they are pulling away from the Michael Cormetis machine so far, lap 4 of 80. And it looks like the driver of the 58 has led them all so far. It is a single file train out front, led by the driver of the 58, and that is Steve Wilkerson, still waiting for a move to be made, but Alex Anderson is on that rear bump. We got one spinning. Not sure if that's going to pull out a caution. Looks like nobody is stopped for it, and we will not have a caution as a result. How about that for the driver who appeared to have spun? It could have been Clark Nance. Clark Nance is 2 laps down, and according to timing and scoring, the only driver it could have been is Clark Nance. Heartbreaking for the driver of that 9 machine, but it looks like nothing more he can do. Wilkerson leads the way for Alex Anderson so far, and you can see Michael Cormetis is in tow. Your podium places, the 58, then the 67, and then the 025. Looking to get it done. All 3 of them are tonight. And how about that? Will they be able to get the show done? We will see, but Clark Nance is touching the apron every single time he goes around it. And it looks like he's going to almost lose it again. And there we go, locks up the brakes, and that is what happened for the Clark Nance machine in full detail. And Nance appears to be out of this one already. How about the Travis Kroenberg and Sean Conklin battle we're watching just outside of the top 3? This is for the top 5 placements. Battle for the 4th spot. There we go for the driver of the 67 machine following Conklin. Now we're watching the battle for the lead. The 58 machine going to go to the high side as Alex Anderson's going to force it onto the inside. This is lap 7 of 80. We are cruising so far in Charlotte, and these guys are making a great pace so far. You can see side-by-side action there. That's Vincent Guecci and Aiden Walker going to be able to make the pass there. That is a great move for the driver, the 93. Not so great for James Thurston, and not so great for the driver, the 96 this week in Vincent Guecci. And there we go, the driver of the 58 machine, Steve Wilkerson, going to lead him through for the first 10th of this race, lap 8 of 80. And there you see just behind him is Alex Anderson, and Sean Conklin has made his way up into 3rd just in front of Michael Cormetis. Here's Wilkerson's on board as he is fighting hard with the driver of the 67 and Alex Anderson, as Anderson's going to take a peek to the inside line. Nothing Wilkerson can do so far as he's watching and waiting for the driver of the 67 machine to get just in front so he can make a slingshot move as time goes on in this event. They're side by side for this one. Once again, lap 9 of 80, almost coming to the double-digit marker in laps. Sean Conklin rides the apron, and it looks like it's actually going to get him quite the run. Look at him go. He's getting closer to the top 2 every single lap. He's going to go down almost 3 wide. It's going to get blocked by both drivers, and Sean Conklin going to have to settle for 3rd this lap at the moment, but he's not done yet. Side by side again, there looks to be Corey Lyles alongside the driver of the 4 machine, and just beside him, it is the Mason Moriarty machine fighting in the middle of the pack. But as we go back to the front of the pack, It's Anderson who looks to have worn out his stuff, and Steve Wilkerson gets quite the bubble. Sean Conklin goes for second this time by. He is side by side, and there is no way to block this one. It's going to be a clear away move by the driver of the 54 machine, side by side. Anderson's going to have to hold on to the outside line, gets the momentum, gets the run. And there we go, one more time for the driver of the 67 machine. It looks like the driver of the 54, Sean Conklin, not able to make much happen so far, but still fighting on that inside. It looks to be a double file battle for the second spot. How about that? Onboard camera showing the perspective of the driver there, working through the corners side by side, just beside him as well. Looks to be a double file battle, 2 rows deep, led once again by the driver of the 58. Steve Wilkerson, untouchable tonight so far. How about that for the driver of the 58? No caution so far. Very, very clean procedure as it stands. Great showing by all these drivers so far in this one. Wilkerson, the 058 machine, leads the way, and Sean Conklin has not used up his stuff yet. He's making way through the pack, making waves through the pack, as they say. He's only got one more driver to hunt down, as Wilkerson appears to be just a bit slower than the Conklin machine. Clementis and then Aiden Walker round out your top 5. And it's going to be Kronberg, Page, Guecci, Rowe, and Carr in the top 10. And how about the 11th? And Alexander Balderas, Michael D.H., Mason Moriarty, Braxton Whitaker, and Dudes Castro Neves. That is your top 15. Lyles is 16th, and Serrano is in 17th, coming off of a strong run in the points last season. And whoa, we got an incident. That's Mason Moriarty and Corey Lyles. And it looks like that's a replay, and everyone saves it. How about that? For the driver of the 6 and the 56, that is why they're so far down in the running order. And that's the reason Corey Lyles is much, much lower in position than the drivers, who usually he is in front of lap 13 of 80 so far. And it's going to be led by the driver of the 58 machine in Steve Wilkerson. Then Sean Conklin in the 54. And how about that for the driver in the second spot? He's clawed all the way up so far. He has one more position to make up as this night goes on. Looks like it's a single file ordeal throughout the entirety of this pack so far. 14 of 80, and no challenge for the leader of this one. The 58 has let him high and dry throughout this entire event. How about that one? Side by side, we have not seen much of it this race so far. We've only got one retirement. It is Clark Nance, 12 laps down already. Made it onto the track, but spun it out and retired it immediately thereafter. River Page up to 6, and Vincent Guecci up into the 7th spot. Alexander Balderas is up to 11th. The DH is up to 12th. Moriarty 13th. Whitaker 14th, fighting a series of ailed cars in the back of the pack. But right now, it's still a single file ordeal in the front of the field. Wilkerson looking for that long green flag run in lap 15 of 80. He might be able to get just that. He's looking to make a strong run so far, and he has done just that. We're almost getting to the first quarter mark of this race with no caution and no incidents to speak of that have caused multiple cars to be seriously injured. Most of these drivers are still going as strong as ever, with only one out of this one for good. An inside line hugging is the way to go for the drivers of this race. No competition so far for the driver who leads this one. It is Steve Wilkerson once again. Nothing is happening for anyone with the exception of Wilkerson, who has been leading this one, and he is in the prime position for success. And how about that? Only so much time before we get to the first half of this race. Lap 17 of 80, and these first 17 have flown by with no action up front, unfortunately. Have we send it to the mid-pack and see what's going on there? We got a battle for 5th position. Michael Cormetis and River Page. We're going to go and check on that one, as it looks like it's going to be Page trying to go to the outside on the 025 machine. He's got the pace, and Michael Cormetis has the ability to defend, and that he does. The 025 machine going to make a quick defensive maneuver going into the first series of turns. Will he be able to replicate it coming off the backstretch? Looks like he's not going to be able to, and it looks like he's not going to need to make that maneuver, as River Page only going to get to the back bumper and then stop. We'll let the run recharge and go for it back again on the front straightaway. Now going to the start-finish line. River Page looking for any opening to get through for the top 5 spot. Not able to get it so far, but it looks like the Page machine doing a great job on the inside line. Now going to be going up to the high side, making sure he has just enough room to keep fighting for this position It's lap 19 of 80, almost getting to the first quarter mark of this one. Sean Conklin is in second right now, but it is no competition so far, as it looks like it's going to be a huge run by River Page. Michael Cormack's going to let him go to the outside and fizzle out that run. It's offensive maneuver 101 by the driver of the 025 machine, and the onboard still rings true. How do we see the onboard perspective of River Page? And this is his front end camera sliding ahead. He goes the number 25 machine, the 025 machine, and Page is going to go to the high side of the racetrack. Big maneuver there by Michael Cormetis. And they are side by side once again. The lead pack is still nothing so far. And look at that, River Page is going to be able to still keep it ahead. And there is the move for fifth. New driver in the top five, the 24 machine of River Page. Great job there for the driver of the 24 and Michael Cormetis. Certainly not done yet. He's going to make one final lunge and it's not going to work out. How about that? Page going to keep it held together. And that is the move for the fifth spot. It looks like Alex Anderson and Nathan Walker might be close to one another. We're going to go address that battle. And it looks like it's going to be Steve Wilkerson fighting ever so slightly with the wheel. Otherwise, he's not fighting anything else. We're going to check the battle for the podium spot. And it looks like Nathan Walker has clawed his way up to the drivers of the 54 and the 67. Walker is in frame, looking to get up to the second spot as they are slowly but surely reeling in Steve Wilkerson for the first time tonight. Hear the engine roar through the back straightaway onto the front straightaway, and the Aiden Walker machine, the number 93, making a great charge through the field so far. An impressive job there by Aiden, and it looks like he's only got a few more positions to go before we really see what he is made of here. Alex Anderson going to dive to the inside of Sean Conklin for the first time tonight. How about that? Almost touching there. It looks like the 67 machine is going to hold on to it, but these two are fighting fiercely for that runner-up spot. Only so much time before we see these two fight at their full level of aggression. Lap 23 of 80 already. We're almost getting to the halfway point. 23 laps through in the Glytch Energy Patriot 150 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And Walker diving down to the inside line, following the driver of the 67 and Alex Anderson, but nothing he can do so far. But watch as the drivers just in front of him continue to defend their lines, and it looks like Walker has nowhere to move. We got a lap car in front of the leaders, not sure what that's going to result in, but 24 laps through right now. It's been a clean and green ordeal, and the 54 and 67 are fighting side by side with fierce action in the racing seat. But it looks like right now, no movement between either of these drivers. Look at the 67 machine, going to get the block done, and Anderson moves back into second with certainty. No challenge from Sean Conklin this time by. Looks like Conklin's stuff is wearing out. Wilkerson going to be coming up on his first lap. Traffic on the night, that is Travis Kroenberg, as they're fighting big time there for third, as Anderson in second going to have to deal with the traffic as well. Travis Kroenberg in the 69 machine going to have to watch and learn from these drivers who are fighting a lot quicker than he is. Looks to have a lot of damage that the 69 machine does. They're going to have to split it 3 wide coming on to the start-finish line. Anderson, though, going to be able to get through, and so does the remainder of the field. Kroenberg losing a position more and more. How about that for the driver of the 67 machine? And he is just losing a lot more time as this race goes on. No hope to get a lap back so far, as we have not had a caution, and Kroenberg did split it 3. How about that for the driver of the 69 machine? Look at that. Look at that go, as that's the Conklin machine. And there goes, oh, we got one spinning into pit road. He's going to save it. And Travis Kroenberg is going to be able to save it. And how about that? He just drifted it in, and he didn't make any contact on his way in. But what about that? That's a little bit too close to where we were beforehand. But look at this. Sliding into pit road, lap 27 of 80. Wow, what a performance there by the driver of the 69 machine, sliding it in perfectly. And what about that? You could have said it was scripted, and I would not have known the difference. Kroenberg back out on the racetrack, lap 27 of 80. Looks like his race is not over, although it looks like his chances to get a lap back certainly are. That was quite the maneuver there by the driver of the 69 machine, and it looks like not going to pay off for anything. As you can see, he is now down to 17th. Braxton Whitaker, the last driver on the lead lap. And how about we focus on the driver of the 58 machine? We're going to send our cameras to Braxton Whitaker, because his scheme for for tonight's event is a pretty important one, and we want to get a TV shot on it. There we go, the 51 machine. Braxton Whitaker running a throwback to his grandfather's electrical company, Whitaker Electric. It's on the side of the car, and the 51 machine representing the company in style. Unfortunately, Whitaker Electric went out of business decades ago, but representing it here tonight for the driver of the 51 and Braxton Whitaker. What a homage to his family. And it's an impressive one. Very nice paint scheme. Unfortunately, not the greatest run so far tonight. But Braxton putting in the effort, and he is in a race of attrition. Has gained 2 spots since he was all the way down at the back of the field. And 16th spot for Braxton Whitaker, representing Whitaker Electric tonight. And what a paint scheme that is. Paying homage. That is the theme it appears to be tonight. We have a few patriotic schemes. One representing the family history of a driver. So it looks like paying homage really is the way to go for this one, and it looks like the 58 machine of Wilkerson is still out front. Alex Anderson, 30 laps through, has made his way up to Wilkerson and might be the first challenger for the lead in this one. We're almost up to the halfway point right now, and every lap is going by with just about the same speed as the one beforehand. Pretty quick race so far. Just about half an hour through this broadcast, and these guys are moving as quick as ever. No caution so far in a 31-lap event. This might be the longest IORA stint without a caution ever, with everyone running single file cleanly and greenly. 16 drivers going at the moment. Steve Wilkerson there with a 31-lap stint. He has been the leader all 31 laps, and the driver of the 67 is still hounding him. That Toyota Tundra is going to fight for the lead no matter what it takes. There goes Anderson back to the bumper. What's he going to do? We're going to find out. Goes to the inside for the first time, and Wilkerson, he just tapped the wall. And it looks like this is going to be the first move for the lead that actually changes it. Lap 32, new race leader, or is it? Wilkerson still holds on. And Steve Wilkerson, nobody to his inside right now. It looks like it's going to be Anderson backing off for the sake of respect. Impressive maneuvers by every single one of these drivers so far, but these top 2 drivers are really pushing the limits. And you can see that Anderson looking for the opportunity that he had once more. He pushed his luck that time. Will he push it again? We're going to find out. Goes to the outside. Nothing's going to come up going to the outside, and looks like Dietz has gone 1 lap down. Whitaker going to be moved up into the 15th spot. Something's wrong with that 57 machine, but Wilkerson leads over Anderson, then Walker, then Conklin, and then Michael Cormetis. Chase Schaefer has entered the race. He's a few laps down and out, but he's looking for a race of attrition like he had last week at Martinsville. Will he be able to get it? We're going to find out. He's been entering races late as Kronberg's in the wall once again. Not sure what's going on with the 69 machine. It looks like there's nothing he can do. This is yet another replay. Travis Kroenberg not having a great race at all. Yet another incident, slapping the wall, following being passed by Vincent Guecci. You can see there Alexander Balderas in frame as well. Balderas seems to be having a great night at the moment. Kroenberg, though, not having the same fortune. And as we say that, Alexander Balderas is up to 8th position right now, hunting down the Jackson car machine. Let's see what he has in store for the 83 machine. Try to get the live feed on the driver of the 95 and see what's going on there, because it looks like he's hunting down for 7th, looking for more and more points in his championship. Balderas making a great run of it so far. You can see he's getting closer and closer to the Sky Point machine. That's John Conklin. Conklin's on a pit road. The pit cycle has begun for the race leaders. 35 lap stint there for Sean Conklin. How about the driver, the 058 and Steve Wilkerson? He's going to be having to make a move soon. Balderas going to shove it into the Jackson car machine. How about that? Car going to have to handle it, but it looks like this fight for 7th is getting more and more intense as it goes on. 36 laps through on an 80-lap spectacle. And how about that? Conklin going to have to soar by the drivers fighting for position right now. No opposition for the drivers of the lead lap. Conklin looking for the race victory, making the undercutting move. And he's going to be out off of pit road first. How about the drivers just in front of him and just behind him? We're going to check on the pit road status for the driver of the 058 machine in Steve Wilkerson. Wilkerson has to be coming to pit road shortly. We're going to try to get our cameras on him right now for the driver of the 058 machine in Steve Wilkerson. And he is still fighting hard with Alex Anderson when it comes to the race lead. Will he be able to keep it? We're going to be able to find out in just a few moments' time. But as it stands, no motion in the top 2 standings so far. 37 laps through on 8. And sliding up to the high side of the racetrack, there goes the driver of the 58 machine in Wilkerson. And we got a lap car just in front of them, and that is the driver of the 51 in Braxton Whitaker. Not sure what these guys are going to do, avoiding the driver of the 51, but it looks like they're just going to have to swoop down to the inside. Looks like none of them do. Whitaker's going to block them. Not sure what that's about, but it looks like neither of them are going to be all too phased by it. Whitaker stays up on the high side, and the two leaders are going to go still toe-to-toe just behind one another. 38 laps through on this one, and it's almost halfway already. Fully green flag. We might see it 100% through and through. Green flag event in the IORA Cup Series, which might just be a first all-time. How about that for these drivers? And it's going to be Alex Anderson and Steve Wilkerson putting on a commanding show so far, looking to pit in just a few laps' time. And going into the halfway point, this lap by lap number 40 is coming soon. And these guys are pushing to the limit. Wilkerson leading Anderson. These are the only two drivers in sight, and they are the ones fighting for the lead. You can see that's the driver, the 93 and Aiden Walker, just beside these guys, but he is nowhere near the driving for the lead. The driving style for these two, while different, still big changes. And there goes Vincent Glytch down onto pit road. He is coming out onto the track right now, and Steve Wilkerson still leads him, and the top two drivers are going to get by the driver of the 96 machine. No incident, no issue. They're through, clear as day. And look at that. Aiden Walker still behind this leading pack, but it looks like nothing they can do so far. Vincent Glytch going to compensate for the driver of the 67 machine, and nothing's going on so far for Alex Anderson. He's going to lose a load of time there, but he's going to rip it on the high line and get back up into the mix. Looks like Wilkerson going to try to get the draft off the faster Glytch, but these two leaders not able to keep up. They're going to have to stick to what they know at the moment and wait for the tires to reel themselves in. Sean Conklin one lap down right now, but it looks like he's almost going to get his lap back, and that is the goal for the guys who are not staying out and the guys who have already pitted to get their laps back from the leader and then hunt them down on the way back out. Anderson and Wilkerson are running a risky strategy, lap 42 of 80, and these two are going to have to conceal to every single driver. Conceding is the way to go for these lap cars because they are faster and they are still fighting for the leading position in spite of the fact that the ticker says they are out of the hunt. Wilkerson still not diving down onto pit road. 42 laps have been completed. We are on to lap number 43, and these guys are still waiting to get their pit cycle through. This will be the only stop of the night as it stands. No other caution is expected tonight here. Chase Schaefer has only worked his way up into 18th. Nothing more he can do so far with no yellow out on the racetrack, starting late to his detriment. And it looks like Alexander Balderas is already up into the 7th spot, chasing down Jackson Carr even still for P6. And how about that? Driver of the 67 machine and Alex Anderson still chases down Steve Wilkerson, but Wilkerson still has a shutout on his hands, putting together a great performance for the driver of the 058 and looking to get it done all the way. He's just about more than halfway through, going into the lap number 44. He's got to pit sometime soon. The question is when in specific. We're going to find out in just a moment's time. Of the 97 machine, look at him go. Jackson Carr is on pit road, and looks like he is not the only one to be there as well. He's getting his service. It looks like he's going to be 4 tires and fuel. River Page out and on his way. The leaders still appear to be on the racetrack. The River Page there still on your screen. Mason Moriarty is as well. Wilkerson and Anderson continue to fight and look to be making their unique strategy work all the way. Braxton Whitaker going to pit for damage one more time. Looks like he just came down one more time, and it looks like he misses his stall. And how about that? For the driver of the 51 machine, Alexander Balderas is scored as the 4th position driver. Right now, side by side, there's Cormetis and Diich. And how about that? It's going to be Alex Anderson coming down onto a pit road. And look at him go. The 67 machine is not with Steve Wilkerson at all. And Alex Anderson comes down onto pit road to make his first stop of the night. Lap 46 of 80. It's still the driver of the 58 machine on pit road. That is not Steve Wilkerson. It's Alex Anderson. The 058 has not yet come down for service. And there he goes. The 58 machine does. Now he is on pit road. There is Steve Wilkerson, your race leader, going to give up that lead to Beaver Serrano and Dudes Castro Neves. And his unique pit strategy, we'll see whether or not it pays off. Baldera's going to get out just in front of him. He's going to be unlapping himself in real time. As it looks like Steve Wilkerson coming onto pit road right now. This is the angle you want to watch. See his fuel strategy and his tire strategy in real time. 47 laps through of 80. And how about that for the driver of the 058 machine? Making his way through the field. He didn't have to do that at all. He was on the pole position and he's led almost every single lap. Now he is only the leader of the lap. Not the case. Now we have a new leader. It's Beaver Serrano in the 66 machine. He has to pit, and so does Dudes Castro Neves. The leader when it all cycles out, it will be the driver, the 54 in Sean Conklin. The pit strategy might have just given him the race on countback. We'll see whether or not it's the case, as Beaver Serrano really has it going for the first time tonight. He is leading his first laps in the third season. Made a great points run last season. He was 4th overall in the point standings just by showing up every single week of asking. And while he has not done that this season, he still has the chance to with many races to go. 21 rounds remain after this one to get back into the championship mix. And how about that? Only so much time. We get back to the action, watching these leaders go. The effective leader appears to be Sean Conklin as it stands. And how about that for the driver of the 54 machine? This is Steve Wilkerson. We are watching along with Wilkerson there with Michael Cormenis right now. That is a battle for position. And how about that for the driver? The 058 machine is Conklin, then Walker, then Anderson appear to be the best ones on strategy, followed by Rowe, Wilkerson, and Cormenis. It looks like these guys who have not pitted have already come down one more time. Dudes Castro Neves coming down onto pit road for the first time tonight. Going to go very wide on his entry in lap 50 of 80. Only so much time before this race concludes, and these guys are pushing to the limit when it comes to the time that is taken by this race. It's been a very quick one throughout this one. How about that one? We only have so much time before this race concludes. 50 laps through. It's been the quickest race in IORA history so far. It has been no cautions. It's been a clean one. No, we do have a caution. Is this competition? We're going to find out. We're going to see whether or not there's an incident on the racetrack. One is on pit road. Beaver Serrano. What is the incident? We're going to find out. It's going to be Travis Kroenberg, it appears. But so is Michael Cormenis involved in that big slam. And he loses it right there by the front straightaway. Start-finish line. He gets there. Spins it out. And that is the cause of the first caution of the night. Lap 51 of 80. Cormenis just lost it there on the bottom of the racetrack. Touched the apron and spun it out accordingly. Heartbreak there for the driver of the 025. It looks like it's just not going to pay out for the driver there of Michael Cormenis. 51 laps through on 80 tonight. It is the IORA Cup Series, the Glytch Energy Patriot 150 at Charlotte. And we are looking forward to the conclusion of this event, lap 51 of 80. We're getting down to crunch time already. Very quick race, especially by IORA standards. 51 laps through. Michael Cormenis going to back it down on the pit road. Certainly not happy with what occurred. We are still watching the replay of the incident. He's now on pit road getting his car serviced. Appears he has towed it, and that will put him out of winning contention for the night. And a great job by the driver of the 025 before that incident. This is going to take him out of contention and take him out of a great chance to score points. Very unfortunate there for the driver of the 25 machine, the 025, and the race off pit road is already underway. Wilkerson going to lead it off, then Serrano, then Moriarty, and your effective leader still appears to be Dudes Castro Neves. This is the line of drivers waiting to get their lap back. Wilkerson is once again your race leader. Serrano is in second, and your drivers who have to get onto the lead lap will be going in just a moment's time. The 58 machine is your leader overall, followed by the 66 and then the 6 of Mason Moriarty. Strategies have played this race out to be quite different from what we expected, but nonetheless, we're looking to have an exciting show toward the end. 52 laps through on 80, and Wilkerson still leads the way. Now, how about that? Mason Moriarty there is in the third position, 52 laps through. Looks like he's going to come down. So is Beaver Serrano, leaving Alexander Balderas to be the only driver to be out there when it comes to the original top 5. Alongside Steve Wilkerson, it's going to be a Balderas second position with Wilkerson in the first spot. Very, very different from what we saw beforehand, and we're going to try to get an interview from the driver of the 95 machine, Alexander Balderas. You're second on the charts right now. What is the game plan with the remainder of this event in store?
Well, I know that I have speed, so I'm going to try, try and get it done here. I think I have a fast truck. Kept it cleaned out of damage. That was a great 50-lap run, but the tires here, after 20 laps, you just get unbearably tight. You start, getting restless. You want to go faster. And then when you do put on new tires, this thing's a rocket ship. It flies around the track. It's insane. So much fun. But, hopefully just keep my nose clean now that I'm up here. Maybe get a couple bonus points. Just help my points out the championship. I have a feeling I might not be the fastest to get wins, bar a couple plate tracks. But, I'm just trying to get it on points. Gonna Matt Crafton my way out of here if I can.
And Matt crafting your way out is the goal. Now, strategy looks to be irrelevant at the moment. Lap 53 of 80. And it looks like it's going to be one long run to the end, at least on the set of tires, if we don't have one green flag run. Any final thoughts regarding strategy going into the conclusion of this one?
Yeah, I know I stayed out and everyone wanted me to pit, which I was going to, but I have a feeling we're going to have another yellow because everyone's on fresh tires. We've all been on old tires. This thing is a rocket ship on new tires, so I have a feeling that there's going to be some wrecks in the back of the pack, and after a while, I'm going to come down pit road and see what happens there.
Absolutely looking to get one done here tonight. Alexander Balderas, thank you for your time. We're going to leave you to the action here at Charlotte.
Thank you very much.
There we go. This is the driver of the 95 machine, and Alexander Balderas, 54 laps through, and he is up to the second position. A great job for the driver of that 54 machine, looking to get an underdog run-in as the 058 leads the way, and the 54 truck is in third. The pace car out for the first time tonight. Your first restart coming over halfway through the distance of this one. Looking to see who can get it done in a shorter run. 50 laps of green flag action. We saw, and it was Steve Wilkerson who dominated each and every single one of him. And he is back out front. Will he be able to dominate the remainder of this one? We are going to find out in just a moment's time. Look at this one coming to the back straightaway. Half a lap before we get to the green flag. Only so much time before we get to this one. Now, looks like we got one driver off of the tracking service, the racing service on the track, and that is Michael Cormetis, not being tracked as a lead lap driver. However, he is definitely being tracked on the timing and scoring, looking to get back onto the lead lap, and we will see whether or not he's able to do so in just a moment's time. Whether or not he's able to, we will find out. How about that for the driver of the 025? He was the reason we saw our caution, and now we're going to see the reason we have green flag racing. Steve Wilkerson leading them off once again, and it's going to be Alexander Balderas to his side. We are green again from Charlotte. It's your first restart of the night. Here we go. And it's going to be Wilkerson with a monster star over Balderas right there. Conklin's going to get him on the inside line as well, but he's still keeping pace. The 95 truck is looking to get one more out of this one. When it comes to position, he's still fighting hard for the podium places. Alex Anderson, though, going to dive to the inside line. Trust has not been built with the driver of the 95 machine, and that looks to be the case. Evidently so. They're going side by side all over the 95, and Wilkerson gets a little bit of a bubble as these guys are going to try to work through Alexander Balderas and get to the Wilkerson machine in due time. Conklin up to second. Alex Anderson is up to third, and it looks like it's going to be Balderas sifting in just after he gets passed by Aiden Walker there. And it looks like that's going to put him back into the fifth spot solidly. He's had top 5 pace all night. He got up to 6th on that long green flag run from the middle of the pack in qualifying. Certainly knows this track well enough to be quick, but does he know it well enough to get back into those positions he has just lost? We will wait and see. Cormetis in 16th, Kornberg in 17th, and 18th is Schaefer. It's now the leader once again, Steve Wilkerson, putting on a clinic here tonight. Lap 56 of 60. Balderas going to be passed there. They're side by side all over for the 5th position. Let's see if he's able to get it done. It looks like it's going to be Balderas passed by River Page. Serrano down to 16th. Not the best night for him after leading just a few laps. And Conklin is all over Steve Wilkerson, burning up his tires. Wilkerson plans to play Mr. Defense as the race is getting into its final stage. Whoa, big move there by Sean Conklin. It looks like he's going to be able to get it at the line. He is. There we go, new race leader. It is Sean Conklin. They're side by side still, even so, for the lead. And Conklin, lap 58, putting on a performance of a lifetime. It's been Wilkerson with a clinic and a big wiggle there. Conklin is side by side, even still with Wilkerson, and the race for the lead is far from over. The 58 now in the second spot for the first time tonight on green flag pace, and Conklin gonna take him through the lap number 59. And how about that? We're only gonna have 22 laps to go in just a moment's notice. It's going to be the Glytch Energy Patriot 150 coming to its concluding stages. Stu gets a sample of the Glytch Energy in just a moment's time. He has 22 laps to go. It means that it is crunch time here, and it is Track Cam's 22 time. 22 laps to go, presented by Track Cams for Gormans. Visit trackcams22.com for the best track services on iRacing. When it comes to cameras, they are the ones to go to, dominating the field in quality and quantity. Visit Track Cams for Gormans. That is your 22 laps to go message of the night. And here we go once again, following the action. How about we send it to a crank it up in response and see how it is in the perspective of these drivers and the perspective of these tracks. Let's hear it in its full glory. Crank it up, presented by Track Cams 22. And we are back from our Crank It Up, brought to you by Track Cams 22 to commemorate 22 laps to go in this event. Alexander Valderas there in the 95 machine is losing position fast. He is now outside of the top 10 and fighting with Michael Cromenes. It looks like he's worn out his tires big time. Not able to keep the pace he had in the first half of this one. Started second on the restart. He's now down into the lower teens in the race results. Being chased down by Braxton Whitaker now. It looks like as the battle for the lead is fierce. There goes Alex Anderson. He's going to slide right on by. Look at him go. That's actually for second. Look at how far out Sean Conklin is. Major move there by Alex Anderson. And he's going to get that second spot in a desirable perspective for that driver, the 67. How about that? Impressive move there by Alex Anderson. Impressive job indeed. 16 laps to go now. Let's see who gets it done. Aiden Walker is now fighting with a 58 machine, and it is a fight that is done in style. Goes down to the inside line, and they are fighting hard and clean. This is for the final spot on the podium. 16 laps remain in this one, and it is only so much time before we see whether or not these guys are going to be able to make it happen toward the end of the show. Down to the inside, grass clipping. It looks like it's going to be a slight touch there by Aiden Walker, but not going to matter for him in the slightest. 15 laps to go, and he is fighting like a champ to get that position, and he is making a great move of it so far, side by side, and he is keeping the momentum. This is the fight for third. We'll see whether or not these guys are able to keep it going as it stands. It looks like Aiden Walker is going to be able to get the position far and away. Great job by the driver of the 93 machine, and the 58 is soon to follow, as it looks like River Page has joined the battle for the top 5 places, and perhaps getting himself up into the top 3 in his best case scenario. And as it stands, it's Sean Conklin leading by a wide margin of over a second. Once he got out front, he could not be stopped. That looks to be the story of tonight. It was a clinic put on by Wilkerson, but Mr. Defense lost the defending movement, and looks like Sean Conklin just got away like he slid under a hole in the roof, like a wild animal getting into a house. That is what Sean Conklin did, a wild maneuver that gets him out in front here tonight. Impressive job. Conklin looking to sail home to victory with 13 laps to go, as it's going to be River Page and Steve Wilkerson fighting hard as ever for fourth spot on the racing surface. Wilkerson on the high side, River Page on the inside. Looks like Page is using his stuff up right now. Better to use it late than never. And Page is going to make the move, clearing away into the fourth spot. River Page making some impressive runs as of recent, and Steve Wilkerson, the pole sitter, has to combat it with force as he's losing spots lap after lap now with 12 cycles remaining. 12 laps to go for the driver, the 58 machine, as well as the driver, the 54, who leads this one. That is the driver of Sean Conklin. And Conklin putting on a great show tonight. How about that for the driver of the 54? And he is only so many laps away from a victory here. He's putting on a great performance. But is it going to be great enough to get the victory? We will see. Anything can happen in the IORA Cup Series, and anything has been proven to happen when it all comes down to it. With 11 cycles remaining in this one, it looks like the River Page machine is fighting hard for position, might be able to get up to the podium places with the pace that he has. But Anderson getting hounded here for the second spot, and that is with the driver, the 93, and Aiden Walker just beside him. This is the fight for second. We have 6 concurrent viewers watching. Thank you all for the support tonight. Greatly appreciated. If you do enjoy this one, be sure to like and subscribe. Always appreciated on the channel. Anderson there, he is just fighting as hard as ever to get that second spot at the end of the day, and it's going to be Aiden Walker just beside him there with the 213 Simware machine hounding him on that rear end. It's the Air Force versus 213 Simware. 10 laps to go, and it is going to be a fight to the checkered flag with these guys. They are as close as they've been all race to one another. River Page just behind him in fourth. He seems to be the fastest of the three, but does he have enough time to make the move? We will find out. And it looks like it's going to be Walker to the inside, Anderson to the outside. They're side by side once again. Looks like it's going to be Aiden Walker with the momentum. Whether or not he's going to keep it, we will find out. And how about Alexander Balderas there? We are watching the Balderas machine as it looks like there may have been an incident, or is there? Sending it back to the live feed. There is not. This is the battle for second position with 9 laps to go. It is a runaway victory by Sean Conklin if he keeps up the pace. But nobody can tell what's going to happen in this battle. Will it be Page? Will it be Walker? Will it be the leading driver in this miniature pack of the driver of Alex Anderson? The 67 machine is holding them off strong, but with 8 laps to go, there's only so much defense you can perform in a race. And Walker sends it down to the inside one more time. Alex Anderson's going to get the run off the high side and going to be able to clear the driver of the 93 once again. He is not. Side draft's going to keep him in the momentum game, and that is how it rolls for the driver of the 93 machine. Good job there for the driver of the 93 and Aiden Walker, and that's going to keep him back in the hunt. And River Page now going to be able to fight to the end of this one, as he's going to be pushing the driver of the 93, and it's going to be a revival of his chances there for Aiden Walker. Impressive job, and he keeps it side by side, but Anderson almost cleared far and away through that run. But this is the one that matters. It looks like further and further it's going to be the run for River Page and the driver of the 93 in Aiden Walker. If Aiden Walker can get it just one lap, just slightly clear, I think that's going to be the end of it. So every single time Alexander Anderson continues to hold on to this one, it becomes more and more important. It's a side-by-side affair for second once again. 6 laps to go in this one at Charlotte. Sean Conklin is almost entirely out of frame, but it's these two drivers who are dominating the show. They are the entertainers of tonight. Side-by-side for second, and it's a clean performance by both of them. Walker, Anderson, and River Page playing God, choosing to help whoever he favors when he so pleases. And with 6 to go, these guys are fighting for every point that matters early in this championship chase. Walker, Anderson, impressive championship run so far. Whether or not they're able to make it happen early, we will find out. There's 5 more laps of this battle, and it looks like it's going to be Walker clearing them that time by, but Alex Anderson surely not done. Gets a wild run off the back straightaway. Will they be able to make a move on the inside line? Looks like he is not so far, and that might have been the move for second. We will find out whether or not that is the case in just a moment's time. And side by side they once were, and with 4 laps to go, now they are not. Conklin leads them by a dominating margin, but right now Aiden Walker is the only driver who seems to have the pace to maybe go and catch him. He's now on super speed mode, and he's been saving him stuff up, and you can see that he is the fastest driver on the racetrack by a wide margin. Kroenberg back to 5th. It's been quite the up and down night for him, but it looks like right now it's the driver in 2nd. Aiden Walker, you got to focus on because he appears to be the fastest in the show. And it looks like even Sean Conklin is running out of steam. 3 laps to go in Charlotte. This has been one intense race. A 50-lap green flag stint leads us to our 2nd stint of the night. 1 caution on this event. And it's led by the driver, the 93, once again. Look at that number 67 machine go. It looks like Anderson still fighting, but the fighting chance slowly drying out. As it looks at the 213 Simware machine, just not able to run that driver in front of him back up. 2 laps to go. It ain't over till it's over, Yogi Berra said, and it looks like that applies not just to baseball, but to racing. The 93 machine is now slowly but surely clawing in our race leader of Sean Conklin, but it might not be enough. Pushing to the limit, 105%. The driver of the 93 machine, he is giving it all as the battle for 3rd is going to intensify, but 1 lap to go. If you just get through these series of turns, the race will be official. And side-by-side battle for 3rd, we might be seeing it in just a moment's time, but Sean Conklin gonna lead him off to the 1 lap to go, presented by Track Cams for Gormans, and we thank them for their support tonight. The intervals going to be closed up. This is the final showdown for all of these drivers. As it looks like one more time, they're going to be led down to the start-finish line. Conklin, what a show he has put on tonight. An incredible job by the 54 machine to get it done. He got past the driver who put on a clinic and put a clinic on of his own. Back-to-back wins for the driver of the 54, and he's going to come off turn 4 a winner again. They're side-by-side for 3rd, but it's not going to matter. Sean Conklin's going to win it. Big-time slide, but he gets it done nonetheless. Anderson appears to get through for 3rd, but Conklin back-to-back wins, and he is surely the early-on championship favorite, the Truck Series dominator so far. Conklin gets it done. What a performance. He's up in the air. He is like a dreidel right now in Charlotte Motor Speedway, but he's a winning dreidel at that. He's going to get that victory sample of the Glytch Energy Patriot. Following his victory here tonight, David Joyner's got a driver to present to, and we know his name now. It is Sean Conklin. Impressive job there by the driver of the 54 machine to really put it together at the end of the day, and that is what matters. Do not put the clinic on early, but it's not always about being there when it's early. It's about being there at the very, very end, and the official race results are going to be on your screen immediately thereafter, and you would see the sporadic motions taken after the checkered flag. Impressive job by Sean Conklin. We're going to try to fast forward to the burnout ceremony that appears to be on its way already. And nobody on the racetrack right now, it appears, trying to get to Sean Conklin. It looks like his celebration has already concluded, and we're going to try to get our interview up and running immediately. The 58 machine. How about that for Sean Conklin? You're a back-to-back winner, and this one was not in dominating fashion early on, but you took the lead late, and you made a great show out of it. How about that? Great job. How do you feel?
I'm so happy that worked out, because I knew from the beginning I was struggling pretty hard. I didn't have the pace to win that one. I had a pace for top 5, and that's about it. I was struggling in practice. I couldn't get the line down. I couldn't be consistent. I got a little bit more consistent at the end, but I played the strategy game. I took tires, ran. I gave it my all so I can get a big lead. I knew they would fall off at the end, but I just hoped that it wasn't enough, and it wasn't enough. So yeah, we'd walk away with this one for another win, and this time it was a strategy game instead of a pace game, I guess.
Absolutely, strategy played a major factor, and we saw that you did appear to be losing some speed toward the end. Was there any worry in your mind that you would be caught at the tail end of this one?
With 5 laps to go, 'cause by 5 laps to go, it really started to go, but With 2 laps to go, when he was still like 6 tenths back, I knew we had it, so I just tried to be conservative the last 2 laps. And I wanted to do a little slide across the line. It turns out I did an entire drift and I spun it, and now we have no burnout. So that's unfortunate. But maybe if we win next week, we can get a burnout. So.
Absolutely looking to get a burnout one more time next week. Bristol Dirt, how are you feeling for your chances in that race?
Dirt? Actually not that great, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm not that great of a dirt racer, so we'll see.
Well, nonetheless, getting it done in back-to-back instances on asphalt. An amazing job for the driver of the 58, Sean Conklin. What a performance. And that is going to be your second win of the season, the dominator of the truck era so far. Thank you for your time. And there we go. How about our second driver? It looks like we are not going to be able to get Aiden Walker, but we will be able to get the driver who did finish in the second position, or rather the third position, in Alex Anderson. Final spot on the podium tonight. Unfortunately, not able to get Aiden Walker's comments on this one, but we will be able to get yours. How are you feeling after this one?
Out of the win, just Conklin was just really fast on that last run, and I'm just a little bit upset at myself. I just probably just made a couple. Well, I don't really know about comments, but like I was racing with Walker there, and I was trying to tell him, hey, don't pass me if you try and push me, and it just came off more aggressive than I meant it. So we're both kind of pissed off at each other right now. Didn't mean it. Hopefully it gets cleared up, but overall, pretty decent race for the U.S. Air Force number 67 truck. Thank you to all those who protect and serve our country. But other than that, congrats to Conklin, and it was a pretty good race for us.
Absolutely great race for you, and once again, a very consistent night. Now, strategy played a major factor. How were you feeling when that caution came out, and how did it impact your strategy?
When that yellow first came out, I was pretty okay, to say the least, because when that yellow came out, I was going to be P3 anyways. We were going to get around Wilkerson off pit road, so I was going to be P3 there anyways, so I was pretty fine with that. And I'm surprised Wilkerson stayed out there, because with how much tires fall off here, but just couldn't catch Conklin after that. He was just so fast.
Absolutely very, very quick performance here by Sean Conklin, but next week, Bristol Dirt talked to Conklin saying he is not too confident. How are you feeling going into that race?
Not very confident at all either, but I'm gonna hope for the best and just try and come home with a clean truck and just maintain some points.
Absolutely looking for a clean finish once again for the driver of the 67 machine, and Alex Anderson. Thank you for your time. Yet another podium position finish. And that is going to conclude our podium ceremony for tonight. Or is it? Looks like we're going to be able to get a comment from Aiden Walker, runner-up tonight. How are you feeling after this one?
Frustrated with Anderson.
Will you mind walking us through that?
So Anderson says to not pass him when Wilkerson and them were battling, yet he was losing like 2/10 a lap to them. So I was trying to pass him because he can't save tires. So yeah.
Layering it all out, there seems to be some frustration between both of you drivers, but otherwise, how are you feeling about the night, and how are you feeling about your performance?
It was a good performance. Probably could have done better at some points. Good win to Conklin. Don't know how he got, especially with how it was at the start for him. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
Absolutely. Now, next week, Bristol Dirt. How do you feel about your chances there on a very, very good points run so far? Think you can be able to extend it?
I mean, we already know May or Carr are gonna win that, but because probably gonna be a single file train after a little bit, because apparently if you run the bomb too much, it's gonna kill the entire race because you can't use the bomb. This track's not gonna get packed up correct.
Absolutely. Now, that is going to be quite the race next week. But this week, runner-up performance there for Aiden Walker in that 93 machine. And we thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And that is going to conclude our apologies for the quick interruption, but that is going to conclude your podium presentation for tonight, and that is quite the show that we watched. We'll be back in half an hour's time for the HLRL Premier Series live at Worldwide Technology Raceway, and we hope to see you all there tonight. And it looks like we have Steve Wilkerson in the broadcast booth. How you feeling? Poster for tonight. How'd it go?
Honestly, that final restart, I regret not taking tires. Everyone behind me just started to blow right past me. I should have just took tires on that restart. So that's how I kind of lost the lead from there.
Looks like strategy difference is the reason for that one now. In the case that you did take tires, do you feel confident in your chances of winning?
Yeah, I had a feeling if I would have took tires, I would have had a chance to win.
Unfortunate circumstance for the driver of the 058, but next week at Bristol Dirt, do you feel you can rebound from that and perhaps get your first win of the season?
Yes, Bristol Dirt's gonna be pretty fun. I'm actually really into dirt racing, so hopefully my luck would turn around and hopefully we could get the job done over there.
Absolutely looking to get the job done there. Pole sitter tonight and dominated the race. Most laps led, bonus points nonetheless, but Steve Wilkerson still looking for more at the end of the day. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And that should be the end of our podium presentation alongside a special visit from Steve Wilkerson. And we thank you all for watching. We'll be back in a half hour for the HLRL Premier Series second race of the season. And that will be at Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. Thank you all for watching tonight. We hope you enjoyed the presentation. We'll be back soon. Stay tuned. We will be ready for more action in this one. Tonight is far from over, live on FTN. Thank you all for watching. We hope you have a great night.